Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Pattern Shift on Dr. T TV. I'm Dr. T, and this is the place where we shift reactions into intention so we can all live our most elevated life. Today, I'm doing a pattern shift that is also a tribute to my Grammy Bernice. And I'm doing some of these pattern shifts today on her birthday, April 6th, where she would have been 103 years old or 103 years. And I'm doing these pattern shifts in tribute to my Grammy and also because these are her pattern shifts. These are the pattern shifts that she gave me and she gave our family and she gave our company, Dr. Tracy Inc. And all of our emotional trainers, these world-class trainers that are doing so much fabulous emotional training and really transforming all of our clients, all of our audience, and really transforming the world with these really amazing pattern shifts and all of our emotional training techniques. So these are my Grammys. These are her pattern shifts. And so the pattern shift that we're doing today is shifting from gloomy to glammy. That is right. Shifting from gloomy to glammy, right? To glammy and having fun, right? So what I learned from my Grammy Bernice, who one of her nicknames was Glammy, and I love that she named herself Glammy because she was very glammy, right? She was a glamorous Grammy, and therefore she was glammy. And even if you took out the grandma word, you could just call it like I say it. Bernice was glammy. She was glammy, right? In the true sense of the word, she was very glam. And there's so many different things that I love about her and the patterns that she gave to me and everything that she taught me and all that I absorbed that I've carried forward, that I've chosen to carry forward from her. And this pattern of shifting from gloomy, sorry, to glammy and just being like, hey, I am so glammy, is perhaps the most fun one that she ever taught me. And it's the one that I think that I love the most because, you know, what we know is this pattern of gloomy is really a bummer. It's brutal. And so my Grammy Bernice is somebody that while she experienced around her a lot of gloominess, right, she experienced people in her family doing really awful, difficult things, being stuck in patterns, having terrible, horrific, tragic accidents, just being out of their higher self. She just experienced people operating and experiencing life at such a lower level. And she saw a lot of gloominess around her. And yet she was a very, very sparkling, glamorous person. And I can see that in her photos from the time that she was little. You can absolutely see it. Um, and so while there was all this gloomy, right? And while we all know that the pattern of gloomy is really, it's very gloomy. Um, my glammy Bernice, she chose to make things glammy. She chose to make them glamorous. She was a complete and total life artist. And I want to invite you to this pattern shift where when things would be at their absolute gloomiest, my Grammy would absolutely make them their glammiest. And she did that by seeing all the amazing abundance in life. She would see the opulence, she would see the beauty, she would see it in everybody. She could see their absolute most glamorous, amazing self. And that is what she saw. And she loved to bring that out in people. And one of the ways that she did that is she was wearing jewelry, and she was always giving jewelry. And what she was doing was bringing sparkle to life. She was sparkling with herself. She was bringing glamour to every situation. And she really had this amazing way of making things glamorous, whether it was her 5-year-old birthday party, right? Or whether it was a beautiful outfit she wore, or the way in which she wanted to celebrate and decorate life. And boy, she could take any of that gloomy pattern and she would just absolutely create an amazing reason to celebrate and create a party. And she would bring everybody together. And of course, she wanted them to be in their most dazzling, sparkling, most elevated decor and wardrobe. And she would really lead that. And what I saw all through my life as she did that is it really brought out the most glamorous version of everybody. They literally would look like they were in a movie, and like they were movie stars. And that's really what the experience was like. It was like taking all this gloominess, death and struggle and disease and addiction and all of this stuff that is in that gloomy dungeon torture chamber. And she would just be like, we are having a party. We are celebrating. We are wearing sparkle. We are decorating life, and we are living our most glamorous life. And wherever she went, that's what she would do. She would walk around in our town. She would, just move through life in a way that was just bringing that glam to people and bringing that sparkling energy to people. And I love this, where she could have been in a very gloomy state or had allowed people to stay in a gloomy state. She was always, she was just always calling everybody doll. And what was fun about that is because she'd say, she's a living doll. He's a living doll. And what she just really meant is the most beautiful, glamorous version of the person's self. She just felt, the absolute perfection of people. And that is what is glamorous, to really see this beauty in people and see this beauty in life. And that is a complete and total replacement from gloomy to glammy. And so I'm inviting all of you to make this replacement everywhere in your life where you or anyone around you would have engaged in and entertained this gloomy, doomy dungeon and replace it with this glammy, sparkling, dazzling, elevated, enjoyable celebration of living. And that is a replacement that I invite you to for the absolute rest of your life. And this is one that, again, is an absolute favorite. So enjoy this one and apply it. And of course, because we know we want everybody in the world to shift from gloomy to glammy, go ahead and share this with people so that they can get these upgrades and make these pattern shifts and carry them forward to the people in their life, and carrying it forward and sending it forward and creating a beautiful, glamorous upgrade for everyone on the planet. And with this, right, if this pattern shift is something that you're enjoying and loving and you're feeling the glamour of it, know that it is one pattern shift among millions of pattern shifts that are available to you, and among many emotional training techniques that are available to you at our emotional training center at drtracyinc.com, where myself and my team of world-class emotional trainers help people stop reacting and shift all of these emotions, harness all of these gloomy emotions into the most glamorous, elevated life they can have. Right? And that's what we do. And we invite you to check it out. And know, again, this is just one in a million. And this one is worth a million. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next pattern shift. Take care.